Hey everyone. So we got our second pretty much dead week in a row in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. And people asked me, what am I doing with my energy these days? And there is a simple answer for that. I either farm rank XP. You've hopefully seen yesterday's video of me farming the White Dragon Extreme trial. It is super efficient, but there is more things to do with your energy usage. And one of the applications came with last week's Limit Burst experience update. So we'll be talking about that too and other things. So let's dive right into this video. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so first of all, rank XP farming. Already mentioned it, had a video on it yesterday. The White Dragon Extreme Trial is the best one, as it provides 15,000 rank XP per run, 10 energy per run. Takes roughly 1 minute, at least for me on my phone when I do this. And it's super efficient to do, if you have the units for that, obviously. Now, the other way to do this is to farm the Scorn of the Mad Doll, which is 10,000 rank XP, but it takes 2 fights. So it has 2 stages. The Mad Doll is actually the second fight of it. So you're gonna have to have at least one AoE DPS who can handle the little dolls at the beginning of the fight. It's not hard at all. Ibarra can do this, Starlight Elena can do this. The newer your units, the easier it gets, obviously. It's not a hard trial at all. It's severely power crept as of now. So yeah, like I said, the former, meaning the White Dragon Extreme trial, it needs a little bit more specific units, especially last gen to be more specific and to make this very easy. And the latter one is super easy, very doable with older Neo Vision units. I'd presume even Cloud can do this. So don't stress about it. All you need is actually just a unit that can AoE destroy the dolls on turn 1 or in stage 1. Another good tip that I have for you is since we may or may not be looking at a mock event or raid event next week, you can set this up, the ranking up in your player rank, in a way that you spend your, say, raid orbs, all 5 of them, and with the 5th one, you would then rank up and have all your raid orbs filled again. You also refill your say item world, that's the steel castle orbs. You also refill your arena orbs once more, so you do have a little upside and advantage over players who don't do it that way. And if we are getting a mocking event and you level up again, you get free energy to squeeze in a few more clears, basically for free. And you also get 100 lapis for leveling up your rank XP. And every 2 levels from a later point in your player rank, you will also gain maybe 1 more energy in total. Alright, next thing you can and probably should do is Limit Burst experience farming. The general formula as of last week is energy cost multiplied by 100. So if an event costs 10 energy, you gain 1000 Limit Burst experience. This was not the case before, it's very new, and that eases up the burden on your Limit Burst pot situation. I'm very sure that most of you are very limited to their Limit Burst pots. I myself, I usually hover around 100 to 120, but since I won't be pulling for a long time unless we get Hawkeye and Sephiroth very soon. Sephiroth might actually be in the next 4 weeks, to be honest. Or next 5 weeks, we'll see. So, but that still gives me a lot of time to farm the necessary EX coins, get a little bit more LB pods. That way I can immediately max level his Limit Burst. But there is a slow, quote unquote, slower way to do this, and that's farming. So the easiest way from my point of view is you equip a tent. You don't even have to equip a tent technically, probably. You go to the realm of the Dragon King. Bright Forest is the location. You go out of the tent, you go out to the tent I should have wrote right above you, and you're done. That's 2500 limit burst XP right away. Yeah, I finished the slide first. There's also a half energy event, the aforementioned expedition is super good too, because that one costs 13 energy and it gives you 25,000 limit burst XP. And the other way to do this is the 3-star Behemoth challenge, which still grants the full amount of limit burst XP as if it was full energy cost. And if you know by now, you can just go in, have every unit die, and just stealth one and add one stealth unit. It's good. It's going to immediately finish the trial. Steel Castle Malficia is providing 125 LBXP per stage. Raids do provide 250 LBXP per orb. And the most clever way, I saw that one on the Reddit, is using the Chamber of Arms to farm LBXP for 10 units at a time. I would not have guessed this, but this is a genius thing to do if you want to LBXP farm a lot of units at once. And the Sheraton Chamber of Arms is the easiest one. Just keep in mind he has a locked HP bar at some point and will then quote-unquote preemptively strike your team, so just keep that in mind. It's not hard to deal with. Just maybe don't leave them at level 1 and naked. That probably would be a bad idea, but anything else goes. So yeah, I also prepared a little video so you know how to do the Realm of the Dragon King Bright Forest thingy, so let's check that one out real quick. It's not too long. And just to make this clear how this works, so we are on the basic map in Palladia, no, not Palladia, it's the basic world, not Palladia, sorry. Pretty much the starting world, season 1 of Brave Exvius. You go down below to the Realm of the Dragon King. You select the Bright Forest. You have to have the tent position unlocked. If you don't, you might want to do this. As I forgot to collect from free harvest points, but I don't care about it. So you don't even need a unit. This is technically speaking my shard dungeon team, but I know other than the day nobody has his LB maxed just yet. And as you can also see, it's half energy, so it's even better. So yeah, and this is all you do. You just click or turn around, face the tent, try to move onwards, abandon the exploration or finish the exploration, and that's it. We gain 500 rank XP, our units level up. So if you don't believe me that this actually works, let's check out Snow. Snow has 4,550 LBXP remaining to level up. So by our calculation, this is 26 when it's not halved. He should be at a little bit less next time around, presumably 1,950. So let's abandon the exploration and return to the map. Let's clear this dungeon. Let's hope I don't mess this one up by clicking too fast and skipping the important part here. Oh, it's 2,500. I'm sorry, I misjudged. So it's 25, what's it called? It always rounds up. Yeah, it always rounds up. The energy cost. So it's 25 energy per run, but since it's halved, but not perfectly halved, it rounded up to 13. We're gaining 2,500 LBXP. As you can see, it's 2050 remaining. It's pretty good. It's very energy efficient, especially during half energy event weeks. As you can see, I recorded this before maintenance. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty sweet, isn't it? Let's move back to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, So let's move on with the next list. It's Insignia Farming. The JP server recently merged its Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Insignias. There were 11 at a time when they did this, and they merged them into 7 groups. Meaning the latest ones are always combined to one set of insignias, and farming in these insignias now will potentially save you from farming later down the line when you eventually get a new Final Fantasy Brave Exvius unit. This does not apply to non-Final Fantasy Brave Exvius units, obviously, and I want to point this out. So if you hope to squeeze in a little bit more, say, who's a good example of this? The only names I can come up with are Final Fantasy Brave Exvius names right now. Say you want a Tifa or Cloud insignias. That won't work because they are not included in this FFBE list. And also, farming insignias may increase your unit's LBXP if you haven't maxed it anyway. Alright, next up are Chronicle battles. It's pretty much the same as the Insignia farm. But a cool thing is that if you're still looking for more Crown's Prince Noctis Super Trust Masters, the Ultima Blade, you can farm the Ifrit Chronicle battle in Final Fantasy 15 Chronicle battles right now, and once you get that sweet STMR, you can immediately +4 it and use it right away. Also, it provides 2000 limit burst XP per run if your units aren't maxed yet anyway. Next up is something that you probably don't expect, but it's rat tail farming. I'm actually not joking about this. The JP server recently introduced Bird Killer Plus as a craftable materia, and it requires 10 rat tails, just like Dragon Killer Plus. And well, yeah, the most obvious is you run the Realm of the Dragon King, and I would suggest that you use Reduce Encounter. I believe there's a materia for that, if I'm not entirely mistaken, and B, one of the espers has Reduce Encounter as well. So getting both, or at least the esper Reduce Encounter, will greatly help with that mission. Even if you go the shortest route for 3 red tails, it's going to take a while if you don't have Reduce Encounter. Or you take the long route and get 7 red tails. That's entirely up to you. I personally will go for the easier 3. I don't like suffering for a long time. I hate doing expeditions, or not expeditions, but explorations. So I'll probably go for the 3 per run. And also while doing that, you will receive either 2000 LBXP or 2500 depending on which stage you run. And if you haven't done the Esper Summon trophy, you can use Luna Freya, New Vision Luna Freya I should state, and New Vision Terra to summon Espers all day, every day, and eventually get that Esper Summon trophy with the 500 Lapis as a reward along the way. Next up, Forticides. Are you low on the quote-unquote Doritos of FFBE? Well, here's a chance. You can pick whichever color you like, whichever color you need the most. I should probably suggest either blue or reds. They are the most scarce ones for me, at least. The least amount of Forticides I have are blue ones. I always tend to farm quite a few of them in the Forticide dungeon. I stopped recently because I'm again at 2000 of the smallest ones, 1000 of the middle ones, and about 200 to 300 of the bigger ones. So I'm good in that regard. But yeah, if you're low on Forticides, I think this is one of the best ways to spend your energy. And at 10 or 30 energy a pop, you will also gain quite a bit of not only quite a bit of NV ability upgrade material, but also limit burst XP. 1000 or 3000 respectively. Or there is another option, and I believe at least some of you are going to love this option. It's be lazy and just keep energy maxed. That is totally okay, no pressure. It's a mobile game at the end of the day, and always going by economic values, maximizing X under time constraint. I know it's cumbersome to some, so that's why I really wanted to have this slide on here too, because you don't need to do this. Really, there's no pressure if you just keep it max, if you're happy that there's literally nothing happening in FFBE, because I know from my own experience, I'm always the happiest if there is no dark visions, for example. Like, I ran dark visions on Tuesday and on Wednesday again to roll for variants. I should have done this on Wednesday because I got Arden EX plus 2 on Wednesday, for example. I did this on Tuesday regardless, wasted about an hour or two. Yeah, I could have done so many other things in these 2 hours. I could have done this video, for example. But yeah, so that's why this slide is on here. It's always very important to keep in mind this is a game at the end of the day. It's a mobile game too, and we're probably, most of us are spending way too much time with it anyway. So yeah, no pressure, keeping energy at max for dead weeks is absolutely fine. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see each other probably sometime next week, because there's nothing else to do. So at the earliest, Thursday, I suppose. Have a nice rest of the weekend. Take care. Bye bye.